Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Game Society, I call this The Tale of the Deserted Building of Denerim. Go ahead and travel to the deserted building over here in Denerim. This place was pretty rough for me the first time. I'm just going to go through like my thoughts as I'm going through it. I'm just checking for any highlighted objects. There's nothing, so we're going to go down here. The first battle, there's a mage here. I'm probably screwed right here getting frozen, but I'm still going to play out the battle. I'm just seeing like where everyone is and what to do, so I'm trying to take down the blood mage as fast as possible. I noticed there's a couple of melee warriors on like the sides. Those aren't a huge threat, but they do have to be handled with. I noticed too late that Morgan wasn't using any of her shape-shifting tactics, and I've been struggling with it, so I couldn't really figure it out, so I had to manually use a couple of her abilities on the blood mage here. It's looking pretty rough. My mage is already dead. Alistair's pretty low. I'm going to try to use a potion, maybe. See if that works. I'm like debating using the potion here because I don't want to waste resources, but I might have to like just reload my game anyway, so I'll give it a go. The mage is probably using various spells to heal, so I noticed that I'll have to super target him on my second try. This is definitely going to be a party wipe, so I'm going to have to retry. This is the first time I'm trying Nightmare. This is the second time I'm playing the game. I feel like I'll be able to do it once I reload. This time I'm going to make sure for everyone to use an ability on the blood mage just to take him out as soon as possible so he doesn't do as much like freezing or healing, or else I won't be able to like get past this room. Right now I'm messing with Morgan's tactics. You can see that I have like herself turning into a bear, and the two bear moves which she does not use, I'm just going to turn on an auto attack for her. I know that will work. I was just frustrated trying to figure out how to make her use her actual bear abilities. Go ahead and you'll see that I just unleash and queue up everything on this blood mage right here. I do Winter's Grasp, I queue up Arcane Bolt, I have like a shield pummel coming up, I also have the charge from the dog, and then I also have like the slam coming up. So just everything, I just want to get rid of him. He still got his freeze off on me, which was rough. I try to squeeze in a heal whenever I can just to keep people healthy and alive. The rest of this room is fairly easy once the blood mage is down. You just have to focus the mercenaries one at a time. You'll see that I run into a trap here, and I feel like it gets bugged. Like I can't heal, and I don't see any debuff and how long it lasts. And I feel like when it's done for, I still can't do anything. I just started controlling the other characters at some point. I have Alistair queue up a heal potion here, and Morgan, I have her queue up a slam. Nothing too crazy.
At your command.
Finally, I get free and just cast a heal on myself. They're not attacking me, but I just want to run myself out. The rest is just doing some auto attacks, and then doing some little heals here or there. But yeah, the rest of the cleanup of this room is fairly easy compared to the intro with the blood mage. I messed up with my heal, and I should have healed Alistair instead of myself because no one was attacking me. It was a foolish mistake. I have to get some more mana and use a mana potion. I run up and use Mind Blast to hopefully give them some breathing room, but they resist some of the stuns. I lost Morgan, but I think the dog and I can handle this. I just keep doing Winter's Grasp, Arcane Bolts, and auto attacks, and we clean this up. Alright, that's the first room. There's going to be plenty more. I'm going to use lesser injury kits to make sure people get rid of their injury debuffs. I loot everything as well. Quick tip, and the whole first playthrough of the game I didn't realize, but if you hold tab, you can actually see highlighted and lootable items. I literally played the game the first time around without knowing that.
Do this, do that.
You also have to reset buffs when people die, so I have to turn off my frost weapons and turn them on, or else everyone won't have it activated. I've like forgotten that before, and it's kind of bad. So you just have to make sure everything's back on. Make sure you save between rooms. It really sucks to have to redo some of this if you forget. There's nothing going on in the second room. I don't see any lootable objects. I want to see when I can bear shape shift again, but I can't. So I'm just looking around for stuff. I'm always getting ready for a battle when I open a door. There's nothing in room 3. There's just like a barrel. Go ahead and loot everything. And then door 4 is probably going to have some enemies, I'm assuming, so I'm going to save again just in case. I'm going to position everyone closer to the door, especially Alistair, to tank. I also sit here and decide a long time like what little coating I'm going to put on to Alistair's weapon. I end up deciding on Venom. I think some of them can stack together. I didn't really use poisons my first playthrough, so I'm still like learning about them.
Of course.
Alright, I go into the room, I see a bunch of enemies, I pause it just to get a lay of the land. I'm gonna cone a cold 3 of them, make sure that those people get frozen. Alistair's gonna throw like a poison flask to do a bunch of damage. I'm gonna have Morgan shapeshift into the bear now that it's time, and then I'm gonna have the dog charge over here in this left side. I don't really have anyone over there, so I'm gonna have him charge and try to tank the 2 for a little bit while we deal with the 3 on the right. And I'm gonna let it play out a little bit. See what happens. With the 3 people on the right frozen, we take out the left side with some like arcane bolts, shield bashes. Once they come unfrozen, I do a mind blast to stun everyone and then pause to take like gather myself, you know. Now we're just taking them out one by one. I'm focusing on like the low health targets and then whoever else they are focusing on at the moment. I'll also throw Winter's Grasps to make sure more people are frozen so less damage is going on to my party. Alistair, I queue up a health potion for him, and then I see Morgan's not doing anything, so I like queue up an attack. The whole tactics for her has been super frustrating. I also throw a heal. I then pause it, and then I end up queuing up Dread Howl with the Marabari dog to make sure more stuff is stunned, and also use Morgan's Slam manually, because I can't figure it out, the tactics. I tried to freeze the archer in the corner because I feel like these ones are kind of handled right now, but then he ends up resisting it, which is pretty rough. So then I just go back to throwing some heals to make sure no one's dying, throw some arcane bolts, staff hits. We pick off the last 2 melee characters here. They're very low life, it's easy to do. Then I focus on the archer. A huge mistake's about to happen here. Everyone moves up, our melee crew, and then it aggroes another mage. I should have taken out the archer and then regroup and then go for this other room, but we're here and now Alistair's dead. I'm going to try to recoup this as much as possible and go around. Like, I'm just having everyone run into this room. I'm trying to get rid of the line of sight from the enemies. It also gives us time to like heal up, use potions, kind of any of that. I don't know if I can make this like when I was playing this. So when I realize only one of the mercenaries is following us, I end up deciding to turn around and use a bunch of spells on him, like Winter's Grasp, Arcane Bolts, have everyone melee auto-attack him. It works out right here. I end up throwing a heal on my dog and using a potion on myself because I have plenty of them, and then we take him out. Now I have to zoom out and take a hold of the situation. Both Morgan and the dog are trying to go in and fight whoever. I'm going to scoot them back. And then I'm going to try to bring myself forward to see what I can do from ranged. I could have just hit H for hold for them. I think I realized this way later, but I did have fun micromanaging everyone and pausing and going back and forth. I just like doing that. It's unnecessary, like I said, but I enjoy it. There's a lot of enemies in the other room. They're also up on the stairs. I'm trying to like pull a couple to see if the computer like NPCs will come, if I can like bait them. I don't think I can here, but I'm going to try. I realize I can't hide around a corner to get them to come around, so then I peek around, and I think I see there's like 2 of them, like archers attacking, so I figure we can handle it. I don't see anyone else attacking us. Actually, there's 3. I didn't notice it, but the dog is charging, it's going in. I'm trying to pick off one of the archers the dog's trying to go after another one. I'm not sure if he's being blocked here by like the table. Oh no, he's not. He's going in. I finally pick off one of the archers very soon, and then Morgan comes to join. I think her like form has a struggle trying to find a spot. There's a lot of healing that needs to get done. I realize we're taking a lot of damage and trying to do as much damage as I can. I'm trying to do Winter's Grasp to make sure that they're not attacking. I get nervous here. I thought Morgan was going to pull a bunch of people from upstairs, but she does not. We pick off the last archer very soon after the second one goes down, and there's this guy up here. He's like stuck doing like a war cry. I thought he was aggroed onto us, but he's not. I think it was weird, but I'll take it. It's nightmare mode. I think right here I was still trying to like reset Morgan's shape-shifting tactics. I thought maybe if I just like re-clicked it, moved a little buttons, that it would just wake up and work. I'm not paying attention to my dog's health at this point, so it's going to be rough if I don't end up healing him. I do think I accidentally end up letting him get killed here, which kind of sucked. I thought someone else killed the dog, so I switched to Morgan to like get better vision of up there, and I don't see anyone else like with the red circle or aggroed onto us other than the guy who's like stuck screaming on the stairs, which is great. Now I use this break to regenerate mana. I will keep throwing out some heals. I keep moving Morgan back, and then I finally do end up using the hold command. I remembered it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I should use this command. It's getting really annoying because I don't want her to go up there and aggro everyone. I start looting stuff. I'm also walking around like Alistair's and the dog's corpse. Sometimes if you're like still in combat but like far enough away from it, they'll resurrect. So I'm kind of trying to move around and make that happen. It doesn't, but I'm just trying. Also, in the meantime, my mana is slowly regenerating, and I am slowly just healing us up. I don't know if I can like take the top layer of people. I'm gonna try to take out just that guy who's kind of like bugged on the stairs, but I feel like he'll aggro everyone else. So I'm just trying to top us all off right here. While I'm waiting for my mana to regenerate, I go to my alchemy tab to see if there's anything I can use to like get a slight edge. There's not. I'm just going through all of the different options. Like I said, I'm just kind of like burning time to have my mana regenerate. I don't have many recipes at this point in the game or materials. I'm still kind of like at the start of this particular nightmare run. Actually, re-looking at this right now, I didn't realize my mana would not be regenerating because this pauses the menu. So yeah, that was pointless, but it's whatever. I was still enjoying reading the little potions and stuff I can make. So yeah, now I'm going to like just see if I can inch my way, see what's up there. I'm kind of just like nervous about this. I'm going to throw an attack and see what happens. He blocks a couple, which is pretty obnoxious. I didn't even know you could block auto attacks from a staff, but I learned. And then I realized this is great. He's bugged. No one else is aggroing on. I'm going to try to save mana here and just auto attack him down. I like how you can do this in Dragon Age, do these weird little combats, little bugs like line of sight tricks. Just remember that I kind of was forced into doing this because I lost Alistair because I wasn't really supposed to aggro the second room after clearing the first room. There was supposed to be like a break to get up health and mana and to be ready and to get the tactics ready, but I accidentally let all of them jump forward, and here we are. You know, I'm trying to make it work. This was painful for me watching all of these get blocked, but I really wanted to min-max having mana because I wanted to, yeah, I wanted to get rid of this room or to win all like the first room, the second room that I aggroed that I wasn't supposed to, and then the top of the stairs. I couldn't remember from my first playthrough how many guys were up there. I can see like one or two. It's hard to tell with my eyesight like up there. I see a couple, but yeah. I didn't realize at the time, but Alistair happened to resurrect, and then I do try to pick off one more archer, and I notice that I can, so I just keep doing spells on it. I'm not min-maxing my mana anymore. I got like enough up from sitting auto-attacking the other mercenary. Alright, nothing else is aggroed onto me, so then I finally do realize that Alistair's up. I have to use a lesser injury kit to get rid of one of his little like wound debuffs. After that, I use a couple of heals. I have to wait for a little bit of time, a little bit of mana. Just takes a little bit of time. I just want him healed up. I then go to him and think about like what buff can I turn on. I end up turning on shield cover. I don't think there's like archers up there, but I still just throw it on anyways. I should have reset frost weapons here like how I was talking about earlier. If you noticed when I was on him, he doesn't have frost weapons. I end up moving a little bit and I start seeing the mage cast like a bunch of preventative spells. I was like, oh, I gotta go in. I throw some Winter's Grasp on him, Arcane Bolts. I queue up Shield Pummel with Alistair. I queue up Slam, and then some auto attacks. You can see he threw on some healing and some regeneration, so he keeps healing up, which is rough, but we do barely take him down. After the Blood Mage is down, it does look like there was an archer. Good thing I put on shield cover, but yeah, just gonna do some auto attacks, Winter's Grasp, just basic stuff. My other allies look like they're in good shape. This looks like it's the last one for the top part of this room. Alright, finally my dog gets to come back. I get to loot everything. I'm going to heal up. Just regroup myself. If you want to do like this particular room better, you should have done the first half, heal up, and then do the second half. And if you can, separate the stairs from the second half. I kind of got lucky and got to separate that part with that like one guy screaming on the stairs. I'm not sure if you can always do that.
Of course.
Make sure you save at this point before going into another room. You really don't want to redo all of this. It could be painful. Make sure all buffs are on, everyone's healed up with no injuries. I forgot to do frost weapons here, so I just keep making these small mistakes. It's not a big deal, but you want to have everything on, especially for nightmare mode. And just be careful when you open up a door. I have no idea what triggers the explosion in the background, the trap, but I see a bunch of guys come down. I feel like caught with my pants down. So I have to like keep pausing. I see that a bunch of them are actually grouped up in the door, which is good. So I use Cone of Cold. I'm gonna also probably throw some area of effect like potion in there. I'm like spamming spells in that blood mage there. I switch over to Alistair to see what he's doing. I'm gonna have him chuck like an acid flask because like I said, they're all grouped up there. I just want to do as much damage as possible. I'm not sure if I can get through this because I wasn't prepared. I also throw down a Mind Blast just to stun a couple people, like I'm trying to gather myself still. I do realize that they're not really low on life, but neither are we, so it's okay, so I get to pause it and regroup again. My dog's tactics go off, and he stuns everyone nearby, and I just keep throwing like Winter's Grasp, Arcane Bolt, Lightning Bolt, all at the Blood Mage, hoping it works out and he doesn't heal too much, and I do end up taking him down, which is great. I do Winter's Grasp on the Mercenary to give me breathing room. I realize Alistair did a taunt, so he needs some healing. I realize the enemies are grouped up and I can do Cone of Cold without hitting my allies, so I go ahead and do that. This is like a really good spot right here to be in. We start focusing on the middle Mercenary. I then throw some like Winter's Grasp. I then heal Alistair. I'm also going to switch over to some of the other characters. So Alistair, I'm going to have use another healing potion. The dog doesn't really have anything to do, just making sure he's auto-attacking the middle. And I'm going to use Morrigan's Slam just to get rid of this middle guy right here. And he does go down. Even though there's one guy left, his name is green, which means he's a little bit harder based on our level. So you can see he's really whomping on Alistair here. So at some point I have to pause to see if there's any kind of like stuns or healing I can do. And as you see me jump through everyone, I see cooldowns are on all the stuff. I don't have enough mana, so I'm just going to actually try something. I'm going to try to have Alistair run away, hoping that like the Mercenary doesn't catch up to do an auto attack. This might not work, but it looks like the Mercenary just did an auto attack. Yeah, there you go. It ends up working out. Now I'm just going to play this game of Alistair's going to keep moving, and I'm going to have us three try to use like just different range spells or stuns, eventually where Alistair can turn around and also attack the Mercenary. This is the cool creative like tactics mixed with action, like kind of strategies you can use. You can kind of be creative, like I'm just making him run kind of like right here. I find this a lot of fun. Feel free to do kind of weird stuff like this. It's like part of the combat. What I'm doing when I'm pausing is seeing like what cooldowns are off and then like how much distance the enemy is from Alistair. I feel like he has enough time to actually take a potion now, so I queue that up and it does end up working out. Now we just have to finish off the enemy. He has like a little sliver of health. Ironically, I lose no one in the battle where I really wasn't prepared for that, like, jump attack. So yeah, now I just have to, like, regroup. Like I said, make sure, like, buffs are on, everyone's healed up, mana's up, and then I can start
Very
going into
well.
other rooms. Of course, loot as well. I want to go into this room. There's nothing, so it works out. There's stuff to loot, which is great. I'm just running around, grabbing all the loot, the chests, the crates, anything that I can pick up useful for later. I'm also always like aware now that they did a little jump attack on me once that it could happen again, but like I said, everyone's healed up, so it'll theoretically be okay if it happens again. So yeah, I'm just keep walking. And then of course I fall into another trap here, which is rough. There's fire. I'm going to pause and try to get everyone out of the fire. I also see this one mercenary right here, and there was an archer in the door. I'm just going to queue up a slam, a charge, and just have everyone take out this mercenary really quickly. I also throw on a Winter's Grasp. It doesn't really help too much, and then I see the rogue in the door. I decide to attack him a little bit. I can't do cold and cold. I can't reach. I do a bolt. I'm not sure why I split my damage. I throw down a heal as well. I notice everyone's still in the fire, so I kind of am going to force them out of it, right? I don't want them taking a bunch of damage. I thought by doing the queuing up the slam and the charge, it would get them out of there. I feel like this mercenary is not doing too well. He's knocked down, so I'm not too worried about him. An enemy rogue appears and starts attacking Morgan, so I kind of like think, what do I do here? And then I realize I can do a Mind Blast because they're nearby, so I go ahead and do that. And then I kind of split my damage again onto the rogue. I guess I'm kind of like panicking here. I should have focused on one person, but I do try to freeze him as well to slow him down. At this point, I realize they're next to each other, and I might be able to get off a cone of cold. It's a little fiddly here. I should have zoomed out at first, but I'm just trying to get them two and not trying to get Alistair or the dog. It does end up working out, like right here, but I feel like Alistair almost got caught in it, but he did not. So now we're in a good position. The mercenary's down. We quickly take out this rogue and then go to the other room with the other rogue. Because I split damage, they kind of do fall one after another, but I still should have focused one at a time. It would have been a lot better. Once again, unprepared, no one falls. I got a little lucky there. I'm just going to go ahead, walk around, grab some loot, still be aware that something can happen to me. I don't have a rogue or anyone with lockpicking, so it's unfortunate. I just don't have enough skill points at this point in the game, and I did not bring along a rogue. I want to play with these 3 characters so far. Make sure that you save, because like I said, you don't want to do any of this over again, especially when they are hard. I walk in this next room. I'm not really seeing anything right now, but I feel like they could come out after me. There you go, another trap. I don't know if anyone's coming after me, but I use Alistair and I can see people over there in the corner, so I want to move everyone around the edge to see if they follow and to see if that works, and kind of gather myself to decide what to do next. This is great because I do see the red circles coming, so I'm going to queue up a Winter's Grasp. They are the dogs, which are pretty rough. They can kind of do like a pounce and stun you, so I'm going to make sure to try to focus one at a time as much as possible and to like freeze them as much as possible. I'm throwing on a heal here. I also had Alistair turn on a poison as well. I threw down a Mind Blast to stun, and then I'm trying to do a Cone of Cold here just to like freeze 2 more of them. They do a lot of damage here, you can tell. This gives us the time to take out the one that we're all focusing on, so then we only have 2 to deal with. I keep doing Winter's Grasp, Arcane Bolts. I heal Alistair here as well because he has a Threaten Aura on, so he's going to be tanking. We just keep doing spells and attacks on the second Mabari and take it out. And you can see right here, Alistair got overwhelmed. He's basically useless right now, so you have to kind of like heal him up. You kind of have to try to do stuns to break the overwhelm charge. I'm trying to freeze. He ends up dying. It wasn't quick enough. This is why I see the Mabari dogs as like a high threat whenever you're fighting them and other humans or NPCs or monsters. Like, you gotta focus on them because of the overwhelm, among the other stuff they do. I thought because the Mabari were dead that Alistair would resurrect, but he doesn't because if you can see here in the corner, there's still some enemies. I missed seeing the mage at first. I trip over the oil. I should have paid attention to that, but I missed the mage at first, and I'm like thinking about taking down this archer here, so I'm gonna use a charge. I am aware of the barricades, or like I know of them, and then I completely forget about them, so I'm thinking my dog's gonna be helping me take down this archer, and then I start seeing the spells the mage casts, which is rough, because I should have focused on him first. I bring in Morgan as well. I'm gonna have her try to attack the mage, And then I'm like, well, the archer's pretty low, so I should go after the archer. I throw some heals on the dog whenever I can, and then you kind of see me kind of realize about the barricades again, and I have Morgan attack one, I have the dog attack the other, and I'm not sure why, but I think it ends up not like going through. Maybe their tactics have them attack the enemies again. But yeah, at this point I'm also like annoyed at the mage, but I'm like committed to just taking down the archer, which I don't know if that was a good plan, but that's just what I stuck to. You see me keep re-attacking the barricades, and then I cast like a heal when I can again, and then I just finally take out the middle archer. Then after taking out the archer, I decide to go after the mage. I should have gone after it first, but I'm going to learn a real hard lesson here. I'm sitting on this oil, and very soon you're going to see the mage queue up a fireball, and I'm not paying attention. I'm just like healing and casting spells. I'm still trying to make the dog and Morgan attack the barricades, and then you see the fireball go explode. I don't realize it yet, but you'll see I get like kind of surprised when I go back to my character. I'm like, what just went on? And then it took a second for me to realize my mistake. Thankfully, I didn't die. I queue up a potion. I didn't let it go off. I accidentally did a heal real quick, which is fine. It still works out. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Dread Howl with the dog to stun them both. Everyone's looking pretty rough right now. Morgan won't just like move around this, so I'm going to control her and then queue up a slam on the mage. I want to take him down as soon as possible. I should have done him first a long time ago. Also cast a spell on him and some auto attacks. It's taken a while to take him down. I'm going to lose the dog. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have mana. I have like 6 things to worry about. I should have been healing, but I was just like seeing red and getting rid of the blood mage. He threw a fireball, and I'm thinking the oil's going to explode again, so I'm just kind of thinking if I can like get out of this anyway. I was just like, I have to let it play out and see what happens. So yeah, the mage does go down. It's just Morgan and me left, so I'm taking out this last little mercenary here. Should be okay as long as I keep using heals. Nope, forgot to do it again. Just me and the archer. I queue up a potion just in case he crits. I don't want to have to redo this fight. So I finally do take him out. And now thinking back on it, maybe the fireball disappeared because I killed the mage before it landed on me, but I'm not sure. So yeah, now I'm going back to see if I can get people resurrected. I'm still not sure why they're not resurrected, so I just go all the way back. Alistair does come up. I'm going to heal him with my spells. I'm going to use lesser injury kits to get rid of the debuff wounds that they get. I'm just checking his talents here. I'm just trying to see like when I can get shield defense, because I kind of needed that. I regret not having it at this point. But yeah, I have to get everyone resurrected, so I'm also letting like health and mana regenerate at this point, so I'm dirtling a little bit on purpose. I'm going to grab some loot as well. Looks like everyone's finally up. Frost weapons for everyone. Finally remember it properly. I should have always been doing that. Probably could have helped on other battles. Morgan with the lesser injury kit. My dog with the crunch bar. Just to get rid of those debuffs. You really don't want to have them. I start messing with Morgan's tactics one last time. I will keep this brief. If anyone happens to know how to set up her shape-shifting tactics down below in the comments without a mod, let me know. But I'm going to cut off me trying to just fiddle with this for like 10 minutes. Now I just run around the few rooms I just cleared, making sure that there's no like loot or highlightable objects. I just want to grab everything I can. And then last second I remembered to save before I open up this big room, which is a good idea because this is a rough room you're about to see. Alright, I open it up. I see a mage casting. I see a little mercenary. I try to do a cone of cold. I walk in, which is a mistake because you'll see in about a second. I do get the cone of cold off. I get frozen. I see a ton of enemies over there. So yeah, walking in the room was a mistake. I'm going to play it out, but in my head I'm like, this is probably going to be a wipe. But let's learn as much as we can before we restart. I'm going to queue up everyone to go into the other room to see if we can get line of sight on the enemies so they have to come near us. I get unfrozen. I heal myself. But yeah, I'm trying to get everyone to come around the corner as best as possible. You can see that some of them are starting to come. I'm just wondering how far do I have to actually go. So I'm going to go like a little bit further if I can. I really want to separate them as much as possible. Morgan keeps getting stuck in the room, and then I realized they're not fully following. So I thought maybe I can like stand in the doorway and then range down some of them. So we're going to give it a try. So we all go back in. I get way too confident, drop my whole other strategy, and just go after the Blood Mage seeing red. I queue up Winter's Grasp and a Shield Pummel and auto attacks. This is not a good idea, but I thought it was at the time. Now you see a bunch of people coming, and a lightning bolt from across the room. So I have Morgan. I'm deciding between the mage or this like melee mercenary in front of me. I have her slam on him, and then we end up taking out the blood mage, which is what I wanted. I end up drinking a potion, and then I kind of lose track of what my overall strategy was at this point, and then I kind of backtrack again to let's get everyone in this beginning room. So I queue up everyone to come back in here, hoping that not everyone comes. But yeah, I've been going back and forth on two different strategies, which has been a huge mistake. So yeah, I'm just clicking everyone to move in here. Alistair's in here. My character's getting stunned. My dog's not like listening. Morgan got frozen, so it's like starting to become a disaster. I still think maybe I can recover it, but yeah, I'm gonna have to focus on like a heal or something. I just need to get everyone in the room, but the freezing is rough. The dog not listening is rough. Everyone's almost finally in here. We're gonna take out this mercenary. Then a fireball comes way through the corner. If you actually look at the replay, there was a fireball coming at us. This is rough. It hits the enemies, but this took out Morgan. She would have lived if this fireball didn't land. I have the hopes that eating this crunch bar for the dog might outpace the fireball damage. Unlikely, and then he ends up going down, and then I drink a potion, and then I have to throw down a heal as well, and this mercenary is close to dying as well from the fireball. Honestly, took him out. I see a lot of enemies, and I was thinking maybe I can do this. It was like, I don't know, a hope in my head, but then I saw the mage to the right, and the mage to the right was kind of like the buzzkill, because I felt like I could have Kona colded a lot of the people in the door and maybe get through with it. We'll see what ends up happening. Alistair put on some venom, and then the Kona Cold does work out, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can do something here. Then I see the mage, and I'm just like low on mana. I realize I have to actually craft some more potions. It freezes the game, which is great, but I'm still just like thinking about, can I really get through this? Alistair, I'm like, needs to live, so he's going to use another potion because I can't keep healing. I have to throw some damage. And then I decide, I'm like, oh, I can just do Mind Blast and stun them and get like a little moment of breather because he's casting the spell, so it's going to stop his spell. So now I'm just sitting here thinking about like, what can I actually do to get rid of these? I see the first few mercenaries up here have kind of like almost half-life, so it's kind of like a little bit of hope. Alistair, like I said, already had his venom on. He doesn't have any more acid flasks. When I saw like the other blood mage back there, the green one, it was pretty rough. So I was like, I'll run. And then he hits me with a Winter's Grasp, and I feel like this is when all of my hope almost disappeared. Now my plan is just to keep running around corners, maybe do a Winter's Grasp, maybe kind of like slowly kite them around the whole building. There's a lot of rooms and nooks and crannies we can bring them to. I have to heal myself first though. I'm getting hit by more spells, it's rough. Alistair's pretty low on life. I have to find a moment to actually drink the potion. You can't really do it on the move. And then I also forgot to hold on my mage, so he comes back. So yeah, the disaster is just spiraling out of control. My mage goes down from the other mage with the Kona Cold on myself. The irony is great. And then I'm still going to try to kite around the corner and see what happens. But like at this point, I was like, oh, they're all coming. So yeah, I don't have range with Alistair. He doesn't do too much damage right now. I have him like a little bit tanky. Plus, we're all low levels. I think we're like level 8 or 9, so he can't really take on all of this. So yeah, we go down, and we're going to have to start the fight all over again with what we learned. So this time, because I was going back and forth with my strategy, I'm actually going to try to kite them around at the beginning. So I go super far back. It might be super unnecessary, but I just go this far back anyways. And then I actually hold on them, and then I go back to the door to see who I can pull to us. Let's see if this works out.
Of course.
Okay, so it seems they're aware of my presence, but they're not coming. So I'm going to have to see if like an attack or something pulls them through. So I'm just going to do like an auto attack. And it just seems like it actually can take out the mage right here. So I just go for it. Winter's Grasp, auto attacks. I'm going to do Arcane Bolts. That was awesome.
It will be done.
And now even better, the mercenary's now coming after me. So I do a Winter's Grasp, and I'm like, wait, I should go back to where I have my other characters. This is silly. So like, this is what I wanted from the first place. I think I actually turned off hold at some point, so they should be rushing in sometime soon. No, I was just kiting. Never mind. I get stunned. Now I have to have them come. I'm taking a bunch of unnecessary damage. I should have just waited for them to all come just to take some more hits because I'm not supposed to be taking hits as the mage. I don't have good armor or defense. But I'm going to heal up and regroup. So we got rid of a mage and a mercenary. There's still, what, like, I think like 2 more mages in there. There's like 3 or 4 archers on one side, another mercenary on another. So we're not done yet. I'm just seeing what I can craft here if I need any, like, potions. But yeah, I'm going to go back and see if we can draw out some more. I do have a couple of them coming after me, which is great, but when I get hit here with the Winter's Grasp, I kind of am a little sad. I'm like, okay, what do I do about this? Where do I fight? So I do keep on moving, and I throw a heal on myself. Everyone is coming, but then I realize I can do a good Clone Cold, and it's great that there's only 2 people here, but then the archers up there open the door, and the Blood Mage is yellow, or sorry, green name, so he's going to be a little bit harder, so I have to focus on him with like a slam and see what else I can do about him. Turn on like a poison with Alistair, see if there's any kind of like charge or anything I want to do right here. I'm going to lower his defense with Growl, and then see what happens, see how his health goes when I unpause. Throw another spell like Winter's Grasp. He's working, he's going down. I throw down a Mind Blast to stun the few guys near me, and then I pause to recalibrate. Looks like we just keep attacking him, he's close. Good death. I got so focused on damage, I almost forgot to heal Morgan, so I heal her hair. We're taking a bunch of damage, but the Blood Mage is down, which is great, so I have to figure out what I want to do next. My dog queued up a Dread Howl, which ends up stunning the mage's casting a spell. I do see the other mage, and I start casting Winter's Grasp and start going after him as well. I'm pretty low on mana, so I end up pausing to regroup. I have to take a mana potion right here, and then I decide switching over. Well, I see this archer here. I'm like, oh great, he like ran over there. Alistair is going to heal up with the potion right there. He already has a venom on, so I'm just double checking. I'm gonna have the dog charge the mage. The mage is getting pretty close to getting down. Then I'm deciding between which 2 of these Morgan's gonna take. She's gonna take the one with less health, and then after I drink the potion, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a heal on her again as well. Then I quickly throw a lightning on the mage. We take down the mage real quick, and then I'm kind of deciding who else to hit after this. And I see this guy's low, so then I'm gonna do Winter's Grasp and take him out. So I got like a double kill real quick. Now I have to decide what to do next. I realize there's only the mercenary in the middle and the 2 archers. The archers aren't doing too much damage, so I queue up a slam with Morgan on the mercenary, and then I just have everyone attack him and like cast a spell on him as well, just to take him down as fast as possible. He's gonna have a little bit more health and armor, but I think we can take him down quickly and deal with the archers after.
You should have fled!
Now that he's down, the battle starts to wind down, and we only have 2 archers left. I just have to make sure to keep healing everyone, that no one dies, and just to cast like basic spells like arcane bolts and attacks onto the enemies. Morgan had to run around to get into melee range. We still have to be careful here. They do damage. You can see that we have kind of low life all around. We're mostly spent from this massive room, but we do end up taking down this last archer. That room is rough. I remember it being rough the first time in my playthrough, like on normal. This is on nightmare. This went, in my opinion, very well. Go ahead and loot all the bodies, loot any highlightable objects, equip anything if you find anything good or better. I don't think I find anything. And then last second, I kind of realized like I need to save, so don't forget to save your game. You really don't want to do that room again. It's super painful. I think the most painful almost. The next one's going to be pretty hard too. But yeah, I'm just walking around. Going to get ready for this last door. I open it up. I see a bunch of different enemies like a mage and such. I'm going to try to bring them around the corner again to see if this will work out. It worked out a little bit in the last room. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see who follows. At first I didn't think it was working, but then I saw all of them like gather up here at the door, and I paused to see like who's actually coming here. Once I see a blood mage in the group, I target him and use Winter's Grasp, and I know I have to focus him. I'm also going to try to move up and do a Cone of Cold. I didn't really focus on my allies right now, I was just focusing on myself. So right here I see I can do a good Cone of Cold. I don't even think I hit any of my allies, which is great. I cast a Mind Blast, which is kind of a waste because they're already frozen. I then use like a heal potion. I then also use a heal on myself as well.
It will be done.
I then kind of pause to take stock of everything and issue some commands. So I see the Blood Mage here. I'm just going to have the dog Dread Howl and stun more, which might be a waste again because they're frozen, but maybe it'll stun the mage. I queue up a slam, and then I see Alistair's kind of dealing with those two, so I was fine with that. And then I'm also going to queue up a Winter's Grasp to try to take on the Blood Mage and an Arcane Bolt. Accidentally hit the Archer with the spells. I then have to heal the dog real quick. And then I also queue up a potion for Alistair to heal himself because I can't heal both because of the cooldown. I then take a stock of the situation. I realize that I think I turned on shield cover or venom. Yeah, venom is what I end up turning on. Like I realized I need a potion on just to do more damage while he's up here. And then I go over to the dog. I thought the Blood Mage was already dead at this point, so I realized I have to take him out. And then with Morgan, I'm deciding between who to slam, the mercenary or the Blood Mage. I end up going with the mercenary because the Blood Mage looks like he's going to go down. And then I go back to my character. I'm like, I'm going to lightning the Blood Mage just in case to take him down. And he does fall, which is great. I then start focusing on this archer, but then I realize Alistair has really low life. I don't have mana, so he has to use a potion. I double check that he doesn't have any stun debuffs to make sure I didn't have to think of another solution. He does not. It's just like an armor penalty. The dog is going to attack this one right over here. I was just seeing I saw some of them running off, so I'm going to go for the low health one. Morgan's going to slam the low health one, and then I'm going to attack the low health one as well. But then they start running off, which is kind of rough. I need to drink a potion to get more mana and then heal Alistair. I see him low, and it ends up being too late. This is pretty bad. So then I go over to the dog to see he's almost taken out that archer, so that's good. And then I'm just taking stock of the situation. I'm trying to figure out what I do with myself. I'll probably take a heal potion. If I go down, this is definitely going to be over for it. It does take some time, but then I look at both archers, and I see the one that Alistair was hitting is pretty low, so I do Winter's Grasp, which is great. The dog ended up running back. I don't remember queuing that up, but I queue him up even further. So the one guy's chasing the dog. Then I'm thinking about the other archer. I was like, maybe Morgan can deal with it, but I saw she's about to finish off this guy, so then I'm going to queue up an Arcane Bolt and hopefully finish him off, which it does. So now we have 2 enemies down. Now I have time to heal the dog real quick, and he can start engaging with the mercenary, which he does a growl. Then we both start attacking that mercenary. I also use the Winter's Grasp, and we take him down real quick after that. So there's one archer left over here behind the barricades, causing issues with Morgan again that I didn't realize. And then I also didn't realize there was another archer over here that the dog starts going after, so I have to rethink about everything real quick. So I just put both of them on that archer, and I'm going to finish off the one behind the barricade. I'm just going to do some auto attacks for now until I get some mana. I then have to decide who to heal between Morgan and the dog. I feel like more people are attacking the bear. I wasn't sure, so I heal her up. But then I realized the dog's getting pretty low, and I'm going to try the tactic of just running away with him again, and hopefully they don't shoot him down with an arrow. Let's see if it works out. So far it's working out. This is good. We're attacking the one that's chasing the dog. So I just keep moving the dog along and keep doing staff attacks on this mercenary. The archer, I believe, is still attacking me. It's not too bad right now. I'm not in dire situation. I am about to cast a Winter's Grasp on the mercenary to do more damage and to hopefully take him out before he catches up to the dog. Morgan's just talking to the door right now, I guess. Now we have one archer left. I end up using a potion just to make sure that I don't die. I still feel like we'll lose if I go down, and I just keep attacking. And I just cast Winter's Grasp. I'm not even caring about if they auto-attack it or not. They do end up getting there, I think. This room was a little rough, but not too bad because it's easier to get them to come around the corner. You do have to be aware of the barricades. There is oil in this room that you can slip on, or the mage can cast fireballs to explode. You can also use it to your advantage. I now use the injury kits to heal up everyone from their wounds. I recast frost weapons. I think there's only one more room after this, but I am grabbing all of the loot, seeing if there's anything I can use, any equipment. I don't think there is. I'm just double checking, right? Make sure you save before the last boss room. I don't even know if I can do this the first try. We'll see. This one's pretty rough as well. It's not that door yet. But yeah, we'll be getting there. This door's locked. I don't have anyone to unlock it. I don't remember what's behind there. Autosave actually went off as well. So yeah, go ahead, open it, walk into the room. You'll get some choices for dialogue.
Or providence. No matter. You will not survive this!
So I pause right when the battle starts. I see there's a blood mage leader over there, the boss behind the table. I see that there's like a little mercenary guard on the right, like with the one-hand weapon or something. There's like a two-hand person who's probably gonna be more tanky on the left. I didn't let the animations go like enough, so like I can't really fully click on them except for this blood mage on the right. I realize I have to take out first. Morrigan, I was thinking of shapeshifting, but it's been bothering me this whole time, so I'm just going to use her basic spells. I am doing Winter's Grasp on the Blood Mage. I'm going to have Morrigan do vulnerability hacks, so it'll take more damage from my Winter's Grasp. And then Alistair, I'm kind of thinking if I need to taunt or if I just need to let them come closer. I let them come closer right here. I'm letting Morrigan and my character do the spells on the Blood Mage. The dog, I'm just sitting here thinking about right now. Alistair queues up a taunt, and the dog's going to charge the Blood Mage as well. Let's see if we can take him out real quick, and let's see what happens. Alright, we let some spells through, so the Blood Mage is kind of going down, so I switch over to Morrigan. I'm kind of thinking between Mind Blast and Horror. I also have to like reread some of her skills because I've been using her in shapeshifter form. She's going to do Mind Blast to stun the two melee enemies that Alistair taunted. He's fine doing his like shield pummel right there on the mercenary, and then the dog's just going to go up and attack. And I'm going to queue up another like lightning spell to take out this Blood Mage. The Blood Mage ends up going down, which is great. Now I'm thinking like, who do we focus on next? So with Morrigan, I'm thinking about what to do. The Kunari Mercenary, I'm going to use Disorient on the Kunari Mercenary. That's just what I'm thinking about, seeing if there's any other options. That seems pretty good. With my character, I didn't know yet. With the dog, I'm sitting here thinking, does the dog go on to the Blood Mage leader, or does he come back and use like a growl on the Mercenary? So I do end up using the growl, and we'll see what happens as I unpause. Do up a potion on my main character as well. I get hit with the lightning and then cast a heal on myself real quick to make sure I'm okay, and then pause to take stock again. So I have Alistair use a healing potion just to make sure he stays alive during this fight. And then Morrigan, I'm deciding what to do, and I think I end up with Drain Life on the Kunari Mercenary as well, just to get a little bit more health and just to start adding some damage on. It's not looking too good right now. My main character ends up coming in, and then I end up deciding on a Mind Blast to give them a little breathing room for Alistair taking damage. I pause again to see what we're going to do next. So I see the Blood Mage leader's casting a spell, but I'm going to go to the dog, see what he's going to do. He's kind of deciding what to do, and I end up attacking the Blood Mage leader. I just think of him as he's going to be the tank for that guy. Someone has to do it. Switch over to Morrigan. I don't remember why I looked at her spell book. I think I was just like reading different spells, making sure I had everything in the toolbar down there. And I end up deciding on Winter's Grasp on the Kunari Mercenary. Nothing too crazy. I feel like I want to slow him down. Alistair doesn't have a poison on, so I realize I have to turn on a venom poison right here. This just happens with like helps with damage and debuffs. And then my main character ends up choosing Winter's Grasp on the Kunari, which works out pretty well. He almost gets taken down by this. I have to then heal the dog real quick to make sure he can take on the Blood Mage leader, which I do. I then switch to Alistair and queue up a potion. Morrigan, I'm sitting there thinking about she needs to finish off the mercenary with the lightning. And then for some reason I switch over to attacking the captain, because I'm not sure, I should have actually kept on the potion, but I did end up switching that. Then my character, I realize I need to like use both a Lyrium potion and a regular potion. So I go ahead and start that. And then the Blood Mage leader starts using this lightning bolt that's hitting everyone, and it's really bad. I'm kind of panicking. I'm like thinking about what to do. The dog has to move. I have to move, but I'm using the potion. It's not actually hitting everyone. I realize the Kunari mercenary is dead, so I have to think about what to do. He needs to queue up a potion. Alistair, I forgot to do it. Morrigan's going to use... I forgot what I end up going on. I'm just like reading through different abilities. Horror on the captain right there. And then my character is still drinking the potion. It's down to the wire, so I'm pausing a lot. I'm thinking about the captain, but then I just immediately switch over to the dog. And I have to keep the dog alive. I don't have a heal up, so I realized I can use a crunch bar to like... Crunch bar. I realized I can use a crunch to get some health and stamina regeneration, which will help a little bit. I don't know if it will help enough. I'm throwing on some potions onto Morrigan's bar because I realize she might need to use some potions herself. I try to save all my resources if I can, but this fight is going down to the wire. So this is the part where I start just thinking about all the different spells I can use. Am I missing anything in my spell book? Later on in the game, you do get more spells, so I'm seeing, is there any little small items or consumables I can use to help here? I don't really think of anything as I'm looking. I just have Alistair attack the captain. Morgan, I think, is still casting the horror spell. And then the dog is on the blood mage leader right now. He's healing up a little bit from the crunch. And then my character ends up, I'm like, I need to start doing some damage on the captain, so I'm going to do an arcane bolt and just see where it lies after that. So I pause again to gather myself again. Alistair doesn't really have anything to do. I switch over to Morgan. I'm like deciding between a couple stuff, but it's probably going to be disorient on the mercenary captain just to lower his like attack and defense. That's what I end up going with. I go back to Alistair just to double check. I want to see what his debuffs. Oh, Sunder Armor. Brutal. Yeah, that stuff's brutal. So he's kind of just going to auto attack for now. His potions are down. My main character heals almost up, so I'm deciding between healing Alistair and the dog. I realize that that blood mage leader does a lot of damage, so I heal the dog right there. I then use Winter's Grasp to do more damage. Alistair's potion comes back up and he queues up a potion. And then I also have a potion queued up for Morgan to get more mana, because she is out. I then queue up a Drain Life just to do a little bit more damage and to heal up. The dog doesn't really have anything to do. Stamina's low. The Crunch is still activated. I was thinking of using another one, but I can't yet because it's still on. So you have Drain Life going. My main character was using Lightning. I accidentally had Tactics on. That's fine. The captain's taking the Lightning. So let's just unpause and have a little bit more time go by. I'm just pausing and unpausing slightly just to see if there's anything like substantial I can do. I don't really see any huge openings other than just the spells going off and some auto attacks. Alistair, I think, ends up doing a shield pummel. Just to, like, the mercenary captain's at like almost half life, but like it's running down to the wire. It's getting pretty rough. And I end up healing the dog. The dog needs to heal and be the tank over there. That's been like the saving grace for us so far. I realize the dog's crunch buff is about to run out, so I do decide to eat another one because that has been helpful. He still has no skills on off cooldown to do. I'm deciding what to do with Morgan. There's not too much. There's like lightning and then vulnerability hacks and shape change. End up going with vulnerability hacks for the future for doing some extra damage with our spells. And then Alistair's, he's still pretty good as is. And then my main character needs to drink another potion. And then I go ahead and craft a couple others. I didn't need to craft a couple others right now. I just ended up doing it. Maybe to get like a mental break. I end up doing an arcane bolt on the captain, followed up by a Winter's Grasp as well. And then there's a shield pummel from Alistair, which is good. And then he's pretty low. Like the captain's basically almost dead. I queue up a potion with Alistair. Morgan, I'm thinking about right now what to do. Nothing too crazy. She's going to go with lightning to finish off the guy. Then I move over to the blood mage leader. He's doing like an electrical beam on the dog. I was thinking I can use Dread Howl to stun it and stop it, but that's looking pretty rough. The crunch is still going off. I am a heal. Oh, the dog went down. That's brutal now. It's okay because it's just us three and the blood mage leader. I heal Alistair. He's going to go run up and tank. Morgan should not be standing here because the electric's going to hurt her. She's going to end up using Winter's Grasp to do some more damage. Alistair has nothing off cooldown. He's just going to keep attacking, and we're going to let it play out a little bit. I go ahead and use an Arcane Bolt to move out of the way for the electric that could eventually come, and then I throw Winter's Grasp. It's resisted, which is rough. I then queue up a mana potion for Morgan. I then queue up a health potion for Alistair. I then queue up a mana potion for myself, and then immediately tried to heal Alistair as well to make sure he stays alive. I then queue up an Arcane Bolt, and then do some attacks. Morgan queues up Vulnerability Hex. I then switch over to Alistair and queue up Shield Pummel as well. And then I queue up, I guess, just auto attacks here. The Blood Mage leader is using Shock, so it's looking pretty rough. Alistair, I'm going to try to move out of the way. It might be too late. Morgan, I queue up a health potion as well. And then with my main character, I end up just keep attacking. I queue up another health potion for Alistair, and I then heal Alistair as well with my main character. I then decide to queue up a Winter's Grasp, but it's rough because it gets interrupted by a fireball, and now everyone's hurt, including himself. We're all going to take a little bit of damage after this. I'm not sure if I can rescue some of these people. I'm trying to think of what to queue up for Morgan. I think I accidentally not end up clicking on anything, so that kind of stinks, but yeah, I should have tried to queue up a potion. Alistair has like no cooldowns to really use, so I go straight to my character. I end up queuing up a potion as well, and then as that happens, Morgan's dead before she can even get up, so it's not a big deal. I didn't queue up. Alistair queues up the potion. He dies as well. This is brutal. I queue up a potion and then do Winter's Grasp. I realize I'm not going to win like a 1v1 spell battle against this guy. I'm going to have to like heal myself, move a little, heal, move. I need to like get a little moment of break, so I took a potion there. I just need a little bit of time for cooldowns to go. He hits me with another fireball. This is a disaster. I'm going to go ahead and heal myself here. It's really close. I realize if I get a Mind Blast off, it's going to be great. He does not resist it, which was amazing, so it gives me time to move. I then throw on a potion whenever I get a chance to not be interrupted. This is great. Potion, potion, potion. Heal. I needed to do some damage with Winter's Grasp. I get it off. He also does a fireball on both of us. I'm going to drink a potion as soon as I stand up. And after the potion, I'm going to heal again. I want to make sure I'm at full health. His health is ticking down. My health is ticking down. We're throwing like auto attacks when we can on each other. I'm going to go ahead. I need mana. And then I'm going to cast a Winter's Grasp. It's so close. Cone of Cold, so he can't move as well. He's almost dead. I'm going to queue up an Arcane Bolt and see if it takes him down. We got it, and we got the level up. That was intense. I was expecting this battle to take more than one try. I got pretty lucky, but you just got to be crafty with every little pause you use, every little position you place. I made a lot of mistakes, like I shouldn't have taken that much damage from the shocks. Morgan should have been alive at some point. But yeah, just use your potions, use all your spells, just keep thinking about it, keep pausing, think about who you want to go after next, and yeah, just go for it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Good night.